right, there we go. There we go. There we go. It's all live. Right. We have a few minutes before we begin. I think about 3 minutes or so. So here we are. Getting ready for this evening session. It is the grade 11 session. So yeah, grade 11's helping you with the prac. We are here on TikTok and on YouTube as well. So as you jump in, let me know where you're joining from. Say hello. Glad to have you with me. And yeah, share this, spread the word, let people know we are here. Like, share, follow, you know, all the normal things. I'll be with you in a minute. Right, here we are. Okay, we've got about 2 minutes to go, and then we're going to be starting with our grade 11 exam prep. This is the prac for June. See Tushar's here. Good evening. Good evening, Tushar. Okay, folks, as you come in, please don't forget we are still running our competition, our Name the Panda competition. That is for our, good evening, Stephanie. That is to name our mascot. So let me just throw it up here and just flip the camera on this side. We still have our Name the Panda competition. So remember, you have a chance to win some tech gear. I'll show you what that is when I go to Super Edge next week. And you want to just get that Google form. You want to name our mascot. I was thinking, yeah, I had somebody suggested the name Byte as well, as in like BYTE. Another one actually mentioned Control. So then you have Control plus H. So myself, H, and Control plus H is like a shortcut. So just saying. So please, if you haven't already, go and fill that out. But I'll mention that again as we begin. So I hope you are ready. Gaskin, I see you are here. Yes, Tushar. We're not going to go down that road. Okay. So we've got a minute to go. I hope you have your equipment with you, whether it's your laptop, you're just watching, you're making notes. We're going to be going through everything we need to know for the prac. Now, again, some of you might be writing tomorrow. Some of you might be writing later in the week. I don't know, but that's fine as well. Oh, that's a nice one. Panda Byte. Interesting. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, if you do want to enter more than once, just use a different email account. Pop in, fill in the form, and it's that easy to get another entry. Okay, so here we are. It is 7 o'clock. Good evening, folks, and welcome to our grade 11 June prac exam prep for 2026. Hi there, Drip Check. I see you always popping in just to say hello, so always nice to have you around. Right, so for the grade 11s, what we are looking at for our upcoming prac exam is this. We're going to be having a section on computer management, and I'm going to go through all of that. Then we're going to obviously have Word, Excel, and we're going to look at Access and HTML as well. So we have a lot that we need to get through. So I'm going to first go through the things I need to go through for that particular section. Then I'll give you a few minutes, just probably 5 minutes for some questions, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay. For anyone wanting anything else in terms of revision, if maybe you're busy with an exam, I haven't got a live tool that I'm not like doing something just before your exam. Don't forget to go to Education with Mr. Hambury channel, and there you'll see all the lives and the quizzes that we've done. So do go and check that out. I've got those from this year and from last year. Some of the other videos are there as well with the different tips. So if there's anything you need, do go over to the YouTube channel and go and check that out. All right, I'm going to be sharing some exciting news as we go through this evening as well. Okay, so let's jump in. Drip check, no problem. You can just message me. We can chat about that. No hassle. Okay, so first things first. Our first section is computer management. So just let me know with a thumbs up or an emoji or yes or something like that if we are all ready and we can move into computer management. Are we ready? Let's see. Okay, I've got some saying yes on this side. YouTube, are we ready? We've got yes, we've got yes. Okay, lovely. Let's go. Now, with computer management, I'm going to be showing you this. I can see my classes showing up. Okay. And for my class particularly, pay attention. Okay. So here we have a typical window of folders and inside the folders files. So I'm just going to use this particular folder. It's just a generic folder, so don't worry. Jess, go to the channel. Go to the channel. I've got exam theory tips. I've got a special section C video just for grade 12. And I've got, I think, last year's prep video as well. So go and check that out. If there's anything else you need, just message me. We'll get you sorted. Okay. Nice to show. You'll pay about as much attention as your barber does with that number 3 that we're waiting for. Anyway, so this is what we have. What you need to know is the following. We need to know how to sort this. Now, I did this with the grade 12s and with the grade 10s. We need to go up to sort, and they can ask us a number of things. They can ask us to sort it according to name, date, modified, type. So that's the first thing that they can ask us. The next one will be ascending or descending, right? Now, they'll often ask this together. So they'll tell you sort according to the type and then sort it descending. And you can see how that changes. They can also ask you to group it and group it by name, group it by type, and you can see how that changes. Now, I want to say this. Please, if they're going to ask you to do this, then they are going to ask you to take a screenshot. That is just print screen. We just press print screen on our keyboard. We can then just highlight a particular area. We've got our screenshot. And if they ask you to do that, they're going to expect you to paste it into a document, right? So when I now go and I want to go and type in, I want to go open a Word document, and I go and paste my screenshot in there. There you can see is my screenshot of what I just did. So hear me when I say this again. They will ask you to do something, take the screenshot, paste it in the document. Okay, so that's fine. That's sorting. Then the view. With the view, generally what they ask you is not so much to display medium icons, lists, things like that. They can ask you this, but they usually ask you to go down here to show. And they want you to do item checkboxes or file name extensions or hidden items. So please, it must be ticked in order for that to be active. So if I click on that, there you can see the file extensions display. Okay, how do you do a screenshot on the keyboard? there's a button that says PRTSC. So I'm just going to write it here in the chat. Print screen button on keyboard. Okay. So that's that. That's fine. Then the next one. In line with this, you see all these headings up here on top, right? So these are my different categories. Now I can add more if I want to. You might ask, well, sir, how do we do that? Well, let's go and have a look. Let me make this a little bit bigger. And you can see I've got space here on the side. So all I'm going to do is next to the last one, I'm just going to right click there. Now you can see that date modified that I have there, it's ticked. Type is ticked. Size is ticked. But if I look at date created and authors, it's not ticked. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on date created and boom, there, it's added the column. I just want to check the wording for you so that you can remember the wording. Okay, so they'll tell you that they want a particular column added. And there you can see I've added that column. I can right click on it, put the tick on it again, or just select it, and it will deselect it. It'll remove that column. So I can add the column and I can remove the column. Okay, so screenshots, we're fine with that. Then another thing that they typically ask you to do is to create a new folder. And then they tell you that they want you to, and here's the tip, move items from here into that folder. Now, folks, when they use the word move, I'm going to type this into the chat there. Move equals cut. Okay? Because if they ask me to move, for example, choir, they ask me to move choir into that folder, then what am I going to do? I'm going to right click on that file. I'm going to go cut. I'm going to go right click, or I can double click into that folder, right click, paste. So now the file is in that folder. And when I go back, it's no longer there. It's now moved into that new folder. Okay, so I hope we are all together with that. So please, if you see the word move, it's cut. They will most likely ask you to copy things as well. And two other things before we finish up this section. One is that they can ask you up here. You see the search bar over here. They can ask you to go and search for things. So I'm just going to bring this in a little bit. And let's say I want to search for a Word document, but they say to me, find all the Word documents, then move them to another folder. So how can I do that? If I go star.docx, what that means, the star indicates I don't know what the name is. However, I know what the extension is. So what I'm telling Windows is that I want you to find any file that ends with a .docx extension. That is what I want you to find for me, right? And that's what it does. And then from there, I can do whatever I need to do. Okay. Let's see. Just checking through my list. Contents. Okay. Here's another one. To right click on any of these files and go to properties allows you to do the following. You'll see here, I've got the properties for a particular file, and this will tell me the size. It will tell me the date it was created, when it was modified. It also allows me to make a file read-only or not. And if I go to details, I can change the author. In fact, I can add an author to that as well, and I can see a number of other details on this particular file. Okay. Then the last thing I want to show you. Yes, you can, boys page 4. Of course you can. Go check out the channel. I think your paper 2 should be theory. So, yeah. Chat to me afterwards about those part-time classes. Okay. So now I'm going to right-click on my folder. And the reason for that is this. You must know how to compress a folder. Yeah, folder. And there you can see, all I did was, I'm going to go through it again. I just right-clicked on my folder. I went to compress to, and I click on zip. And what it does is it creates another folder there with the zip extension. So this is the compressed folder. Okay. So I have my original folder and I have the compressed folder. I can name it whatever I need to. They'll usually tell you what to do. But yeah, for the most part, that's it. Okay, well, Ella, then this is for you, and you can check out the recording after this as well. Okay, so that for me wraps up computer management. I'm going to give you 2 or 3 minutes now. Like I said, 5 minutes. Do you have any other questions on computer management or that file management section? Okay, let's look at a question here. JDT421 asking, do we save both folders? Yes, yes, because we want to see, remember the one folder is already there. The other one is just going to be compressed and saved into that same area. So we want to see the original and we want to see the zipped folder as well. Boys page 4, is that which grade is that for? Okay, so you've got about 3 minutes left. That's for computer management. Tushar, are you talking about the compressed folder? Because for that, what they will actually do, let me just get an example. They will tell you, take 2 files and compress it into a folder, and then they'll give you the folder name. So what they expect you to do then is to take 2 files, pop it into a folder, and then compress the folder. So they will tell you which files, and they will tell you when you compress it, what the name of the compressed folder must be. Okay. This is just going to be a side note here for boys page 4. So boys page 4, you can see if you go to the channel, they have got the grade 12 exam tips. I've also got this new one, the section C. You definitely want to go through that one. And then we did a live, that computer components one. That's fitting for grade 12, paper 2. And there was another one I did as well for the theory. I think it was also a grade 12 one that we looked at. So all the videos are there. Go and check it out there on the channel. Yes, hello, Richard. Just popped in to remember how easy grade 11 is. Ah, yeah. Okay, so guys, just while you're busy with that, don't forget our Name the Panda competition. You want to get in. I think I did put the link in the chat there, but if the link is not there, I can always just pop it in again. Do make sure you go and fill that out to get yourself an entry into the competition. This is not the last one. This is actually a trial run for me to see how this works, because as you can see, I'm wearing a very old piece of merch that I had. This is something I made for myself, education with Mr. Hambury, all of that. And I always had in mind that, I was going to do some proper merch when I hit 50K, and we are there. So we are looking forward. I am busy with different places now. So yeah, this is going to be, it's going to be an exclusive range. Once we hit 60,000 subscribers, you will not be able to get the 50K merch. Okay, that's just what it is. So just letting you know. Right. Under folder management, my teacher said utilities. What's he referring to? What utilities? I don't know what your teacher's talking about here. What utilities would they be referring to under folder management? The only thing I can think of is anything that happens within this folder, because they can't ask you anything outside of the folder. So, I mean, there's properties there, there's details. Yeah, those are the only things. Okay, all the best, Richard. All the best with Maths Paper 1 tomorrow. Right, so let me see in the chat. Are we all ready to move on to Word? Are we all ready to move on to Word? Let me know. Let me see those thumbs up. Let me see the yeses. Yeah, Bionic, you know what? If they're saying that, then it's the sorting that we did. It must be, it can only be the sorting, to get it into a particular order. Okay, so folks are ready for the next section. We are ready for Word. Beautiful. Okay, let's look at what we need to do. Now, having said all of that, folks, you know what the basics are around Word. Okay. Yeah, I'm obviously not going to go through every single thing, but let's see what we can do. Just want to get a nice document that we can work with. No, that's for our list. Let's see. Just want to make sure I've got not quite what I'm looking for. Okay, let's go to another module. Why are all these documents like this? Sorry, let me just find something that is actually fitting to what we need. There's a calculation. Oh, we're still going to do all of that. My word. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So I'm taking just an absolute basic document. That's what I was looking for. Not something that had too much on it. And I hope you folks on TikTok can see all of this. Right. Okay. So we're ready. What are they saying here? For Word, you're able to go through applying. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to go through my list. I've got 2 of them. So let me go through the first one. Then I'll give you a chance for some questions, and then we can go through the second one. Now, first things first. At this stage, we know how to apply formatting like bold, italic, underline. I don't have to go through that. That is all grade 10 stuff. But folks, they are going to ask you to do that. So they will ask you to do, apply formatting like bold, italic, underline, alignment. Just remember under our font, under our paragraph, the normal alignment is fine, but don't forget that we've got justify as well. Okay. And when they ask you to justify the entire document, you're going to select the whole document, go paragraph, and justify. Okay. Now, the next one that often comes up is relating to styles. So under our home tab, you can see we've got our own section here called styles. So you need to know 3 things. Number 1, you need to be able to know how to apply a style. So here we have a heading. I'm just going to highlight it. I'm going to go up to styles and I'm going to apply a heading 3 style, right? It's as simple as that. Now, here's the second one. I need to know how to modify a style and apply it. So I'm going to go to the same one, heading 3. So first of all, I'm going to highlight the heading. Then I'm going to go to styles and I'm going to go to heading 3 and I'm going to right click on it. Then I'm going to go to modify. And over here, I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to change the color. I'm going to go to format. I'm going to make it all small caps. I'm going to change the font color to green, make it bold, make it a little bigger. That's me modifying a style. And I'm now going to click OK. What have I done? I've not only modified the style, but I've applied it to this text. So let's say there's another heading over here. And in fact, no, let's go to this one. And I'm going to go again. Now I'm not going to click on anything. I'm just going to go to styles. I'm going to modify the heading 2, and I'm going to make it yellow. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my particular heading, go to styles, heading 2, and done. So what have I done now? I have modified a style, and I have applied that modified style to a particular heading. No problem at all. All the best. All the best. Okay. So styles, I know someone had a question about, Natalie, you had a question about styles. Are you okay with that now? That was applying a style and then also modifying a style and applying that modified style. I hope that clears that up for you. All right, let's continue. Now, another one that comes up, and I'm just going to run through it fairly quickly, is paragraph formatting. So remember our paragraph formatting. I can do that. I will go through that under mail merge as well. Okay. So I'm going to highlight that, and I go up to paragraph, and remember my paragraph dialog box. Okay. This allows me to do what? It allows me to apply indents from the left and from the right. It allows me to adjust the spacing before the paragraph and after the paragraph. And this section over here is me applying spacing inside the particular paragraph. So this one is before the paragraph, this one is after, and this is the spacing inside the paragraph. Click OK, and there you can see I've applied that formatting there. Okay. No, I will do that. I hope I remember that question to show. All right, so we've done indents. We've gone through that. Again, just looking at my checklist. Right, here's another one. Typical one that comes up. Insert, and we want to insert a picture. So at this stage, we know how to insert a picture. Please just remember the following. When I insert the picture, I need to go and change the text wrapping. So I typically just make it square, and then you can see as I resize it, it allows me to move it into the middle or onto the size or wherever I want it within my paragraph. Also remember that I can crop it. This is under picture format. Okay. I can also adjust the size, but just one tip with adjusting the size. Don't forget the lock aspect ratio. Take that out when you want to apply a specific height or width. Okay. One other thing. My class, take note, please. So under your picture format, you do get all these different things here as well. We get different borders and colors for the borders. We have different presets, adding a glow, things like that to the image. Please know those, go play around with that as well. It's typical of them to ask you to do these things. All right, we've done paragraph spacing. Then the three things that always get asked, right? In Word, probably the three basic things that get asked first are within the layout tab. So adjusting the margins and custom margins, whatever it is they want you to do. Also, changing the orientation from portrait to landscape, and the page size. So adjusting it maybe from what it was to A4. Those are three typical things that they would want from you. Under the design tab, I just want to show you this quickly. And let's just go here. We have our watermarks, right? And we did this in grade 10, custom watermarks, all this type of thing. We've also got our page color. And folks, if you want a picture in the background of, and this was Dripcheck's, I in question. If you want a picture in the background of your whole document, this is where you can go and do it. I'm going to go through that now, but this is where you go. You select your picture, lock aspect ratio, click OK, and then that will drop a picture into the background of your page. Okay. All right, let's go back. Let's see, page size we've done. A comment. So let's go to the references tab quickly. And this is just getting through my first list. So the last item in my first list is inserting a comment. Okay, so I just want to, sometimes I can't see these things when I'm on the one page. There we go. Insert tab. And we're going to go to comment. And folks, it's as simple as that. I'm just going to put in a comment there. Hi there. Click on the arrow, and there my comment has been inserted into the document. Okay, remember our fonts are changed on the home tab. We go to the home tab, we go to the font category, and there, those first two is the font type and the font size. Okay. That's the first section of Word. Are we all clear? Let me know now in the comments here. Let me know in the chat on YouTube. Are we okay with that which I covered so far? Do you have any questions on that which I've covered so far? I've still got other things I need to do, but I just want to know, are we okay with that so far? That's the first half of Word. Oh, yes. Ella, I'm definitely going to be doing that. Right, okay, so I'm going to take it we're okay. I don't see much movement there, but okay. We just keep moving on. It's nice. I see we've got at least over 50 people here this evening, so very nice. We're going to go through the links. Right, so the next one, drop caps. This is one that comes up over and over. So I'm going to use the word grasslands here, and I'm just going to highlight the G, and I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to go to text, and there I've got drop caps. Drop caps. Now, even though we've got none dropped and in margin, I would suggest, my tip would be, go to drop cap options. And this is why. Because once I click on drop here, I can choose how many lines to drop it, and that will be in the question. And I can select the distance from the text. Okay, so you can only do that once you've chosen that option. Click OK, and there my drop caps is done. Just like that. Yeah, lucky I can do that. No problem. Okay, so drop caps now. The header and the footer. Here we go. Here we go. Please pay attention. Please pay attention to this. Okay. No, this is for grade 11. This is for the grade 11 prac. And again, folks, if you know of your friends that can benefit from this, obviously share the link with them. Let them come and see what we are doing here. Right. So how do we get into the header? We double click in the header section. It opens up our header and footer tab. Okay. Once we are in here, and I'm just dealing with the header now first, they can ask you to do a number of things. Obviously, on the left-hand side here, we've got header. We can insert a particular header that they want. That's fine. If they want a specific header, they must tell you which header they want. Okay, that's a given. However, one of the questions that comes up is this thing of inserting the date as a field in the header. That's one of the new typical things that are coming up. So you're not going to choose date and time. You can choose document info and you can go down to field. Or you can go quick parts field. Do you see it opens up exactly the same thing? This ensures that you are going to field properties or to fields, right? So if I go document info and I go field and I go down to date, I can now choose which layout of the date I want. And I'm going to click OK. And there I now have my date. And you can see when I click on it as a field in the header. Now, obviously, I can go and I can choose to do my alignment, whether to the left or in the middle or whatever the case, really, you can still do that. However, I'm going to click in the middle now because I want to enter the file path as well. And there you can see I can enter the file path. So folks, this is where we go to enter things like author, the file name, the file path, all those type of things, and also our fields. Okay, so I'm going to close that and just ask you quickly, and please, I need you to respond to me so I can move forward with these things. Are we okay with entering items as fields in the header? Yes, Lucky. That's the same. Okay. If you're not sure, what are you not sure about? Because I'm going to do it again. I'll do it once more. We first go into the header. From there, what are we going to do? We are going to go to document info field. And I'm using the example of entering the date as a field. They'll tell you what format they want. And you simply select it and click OK. And there we go, date as a field in the header. Right. Now the next one. I'm going to go to the footer because I'm now going to enter a page number. Now, folks, we can use any page number. They like to use page X of Y, but go and practice with anyone. And I'm just going to click on play number 2, close the header, and there I've got my page numbers, my automatic page numbers, page 2, 3, all of that. It is all there. Okay, so that's just entering fields in the header. That's entering page numbers. I'm going to do those different page numbers a little later. I just want to touch on a few of the other things. We've done styles, page numbers. Okay. Okay, I might as well. Okay, now and I'm going back to the header now. With our header, I want to show you a few things because I got a question here. How do you enlarge the header? And there you can see under the header and footer, if I go to position, you can see I can change the size of the header and the footer in this section over here. Okay. What I want to show you is this. I'm in the header. I've got my date. Now, when I look at the other options here, I see all the basic things. But if I go to options, do you see I have this? I've got different first page and different odd even pages. Now, again, you need to pay attention to this. If I go into my header, and I'm going to go options, different first page, and I'm going to click close the header. It usually applies to the page number, but there you can see on my first page, I don't have it. But on my second page, I do. Why? Because when I went in here, into my header and footer, into options, I said different first page. Different first page simply means that whatever you've put in as a header or a footer, you don't want it displayed on page 1. So they will say to you, insert the page numbers, and let's just go do this quickly. Here's page 1. Okay. And you'll see now, because I did that, my page number nor my header will reflect on page 1. So let's just do that again. Here's page 1 with a header and a footer. So our page number. And all I'm going to do is I just go into the footer or into the header. I'm going to go options. I'm going to go different first page, click close. And now on the first page, I have no header or footer, but it's there from the second page. Now my numbering hasn't started from the second page. It starts from the first page, but all I've done is to say, I don't want it to display on the first page. Okay. Are we together with that? I don't want to lose you because I'm going to go a little deeper now with headers and footers. So I just need to know, please let me know, are you okay with that so far? And we need to obviously move through these things. Right, the next one. Okay, thank you. Thank you. You don't have to do anything. Once you insert the footers or your page numbers from this section over here, it will automatically update. So you don't have to do anything. So I'm going to go to a new document. Now I want you to see this. You see I've got nothing, right? No header, no footer, no page number, nothing like that. And I'm going to create just a couple more pages. And there you can see I have 3 pages. Let's make it 4, 5 pages. Okay. So you see we have 5 pages, right? So now, drop check, I'm going to do that right now. So what we're going to do now is the following. On page 1, I'm going to go into the footer. And I'm going to add a page number. And I'm going to say I want a page number at the bottom of the page. And I'm going to go plain number 3 because I want it on the right-hand side. Now when I close my header and footer, you can see there 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's go back to page 1. I'm going to double click in there. I'm going to go to my page number, make sure I've got the right one. Yes. Okay. So that's fine. Now I'm going to go to options and I'm going to choose different odd even pages. Now watch what happens. I'm first going to do that. I'm going to close my header and footer. Do you see page 1 is still the same? When I go to page 2, it's gone. I go to page 3, it's there. Page 4, gone. Page 5, it's there. But you can see it's still counting. But what it's done is it's only keeping the odd numbers on the one side. So how do I display the even numbers? Well, for that, I've got to go to the second page. I'm going to go into the footer of the second page. I'm going to go up to page number again. Bottom of the page, plain number 1, and I'm going to make sure it's on the left-hand side. Watch this. Boom. Boom. So number 1, my odd numbers are on the right. My even numbers are on the left. Now, let's say they want the odd numbers on the left and the even numbers on the right. You do exactly the same thing. You'll just put it in different positions. Now, when I go through my document, odd on the right, even on the left. Odd on the right, even on the left, odd on the right. Done, guys. Okay. So Ella and Dripcheck, I hope that helps you with that one. Okay. Okay, so watermark, we're fine. I'm just going to make a note of this because I want to jump to 1 or 2 other items. I'm going to come back to sections and headers in different sections. Okay, right. Let us, you see, Ella, this is the thing. We think it's more difficult than we actually think it is, but it's not. We just take our time, we process nicely through the explanation, nicely through the example, and you'll be fine. and you'll be fine. Okay, so I'll just make a note of that, Jaden. The forms. You're talking about the electronic forms, okay. And watermarks. Okay, I'll come back to that because those are the smaller ones. Let's go on to Excel. Let's go on to Excel. Now, we don't panic with Excel, okay? We don't panic. We will give Excel a hiding tomorrow or whenever it is. Okay, so let's go open up a spreadsheet because we love spreadsheets. We love spreadsheets. Yes, we do. All right, let me look at some typical questions so I can just keep that if you are going to ask me anything on that. Excel, so we've got that up there. Just Amelia, are you talking about in Excel? Yes. Zion Adam. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yes, I am going to do access. Okay. Then we just adjust the text orientation. I'll make a note of that and I can go through that as well once I'm finished with this. Okay, so we are in Excel now. Now, guys, please, I know we know the basics of Excel already. We know how to make text bold and how to apply borders. We know where to do all of these lovely things. Here's my first question that I have. How do you put a header in Excel? Now, if you want to put a header in Excel, you have to go down here at the bottom. You'll see this last one. In fact, the second one, our page layout. And when you go to your page layout, there you can go and enter a header. Okay. So you have to go to the page layout view. Okay, so basic things, I'm not going to go through basic things again, like renaming a tab and changing the tab color, guys. We should know that by now. What I do want to touch on is this. How do we rename a cell? A cell, not a tab, a cell. So we right-click on any cell and we look for define name. Now remember, our names are up here. That's our cell reference. So if I go define name and I say Hambury and I click OK, do you see here when I click on that cell? Which one is it now? I even forgot. There we go. That cell is now named Hambury. So that's the cell reference for that cell. I know. Sometimes we end up writing the exam and then we only realize there was someone that could have helped us. But now you know I'm here. Now you know for the prelims, I am here. Okay. Right. We can do the same for a range of cells. We can highlight the range of cells, right click on it, define name, and I can say again, Hambury. But you see what happens? So we can't, even with a range, we can't use the same. So I'm going to say ham1, click OK. Oh man. Let's go. There we go. And there is the name of the range of cells that I have. Okay. So that is something common that comes up. Worksheet tab color. Please remember, again, we can right click on any column to adjust the column width. We can right click on any row to adjust the row height. And we can also manually go and do it. That's all fine. We can also hide and unhide columns and rows. Okay. So again, those are just part of the basics that we have. Now we're slowly getting towards the formulas. Because I already see the question here. for the count if. Do we add another formula with it like round? No, don't worry. I'll show you. I'll show you. Okay. Now, one thing I know people don't often talk about in Excel is this. If you go to the Home tab in Excel and you go to Editing, you've actually got Find and Replace. So in Excel, you've got to find and replace. And you can go and replace, for example, a comma with a full stop, a letter with a number, whatever it is. But you need to know that there is actually a find and replace in Excel. That is something that I have seen that comes up. Okay. Let's go. We know our basic formulas. Let's now start building. And I need you to comment. I want to see if you know what these formulas are. Okay. So let's just build our case. What does min do? What does the min formula do? What does the min formula do? If I say min and I highlight this entire range, what is it going to do? Yes, I see some of those answers there. Tushar giving me that. It will give me the lowest value from the range. Okay. So max will do what? What is max going to do? If I use the exact same range, what is max going to produce for me? Good. It's going to give me the largest number in the range. Okay, or highest number in the range. What does sum do? This was grade 10. What does sum do? If I just say sum and I just highlight these numbers, what is it going to do? All right, it's just going to beautiful. It's just going to add things up. Okay, it's just going to add things up. I see some of my learners are a bit delayed there. Okay, right now. If I go average, and please, I'm putting in average because remember, you have to. Thank you, Sandro. Goated. Thank you. We have to. Oh, no, man. No. I don't want to hear that. We'll see how we can help you for prelims if it is grade 12. Average, please. It's going to give us the average here and done. Okay. I'm going to leave it like that because there's some things we're going to do there. Yeah, I've got Ricky just saying thank you very much for the live video that we did the other day. Oh, okay. No problem at all. What is count? Because we've got 3 counts. We've got count A, count blank. What does this thing do? What does this formula do? Because if I do that and I go equals count A with the next one and I highlight the same numbers, it's giving me the same answer. So what's the difference between count and count A? Because both of them count the cells, but what about the cells? Because why is it giving me the same answer? So there we go. Let me change this one to the word the. Now watch here. Ah, do you see a change? We see a change in count. So what is it saying? Count counts the number of cells that have numbers in them. Count A counts the number of cells that has numbers and letters. That's why it's count plus the A. So it counts all of that. And obviously, count blank is just going to count the cells that have nothing in them. And in this case, there won't be anything. But if I take one out, there you can see what count blank does. All right. Now, let's go a little deeper into this. We're going to go with count if. And then we're going to go with a round average. Okay. I hope you guys are still with me. Let's just zoom in here and make sure we can see all of this. Okay. So I've got the question here, count if. Now, the minute you see if, it means you are querying something. You are wanting to know something. You are wanting it to do something if it matches the criteria. It's like me saying, well, if you go to the shop, buy this for me. If you get 80% in the test, I'll give you a free cap. You know, something like that. So let's go and have a look at this. This is what the formula looks like. Equals count if. Oh, wrong place. Yeah. Equals count if, open bracket. Now, Zayan, do you see that we've got a range here that it's asking for? Okay. I'm going yeah, Sandra, I will do the if function. So you see we have the range. So let's say I want to go and I'm going to highlight all these numbers in the range. Then I will go and I'll select my semicolon, or in some of your cases, depending on what PC you're working on, your version, you might need to put it in a comma. And then it asks me for a criteria. In other words, in this range over here, what is it I want to actually count? So I want Excel to count the number of times a cell has the number 12 in it. And so my criteria is going to be 12. And there it says 5. So in other words, it's counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cells that have the number 12 in them. Count if, I highlight my range and I pop in a criteria that it needs to count. So if I wanted it to count 11, if I wanted it to count the number of M's or F's or a word or whatever it is, that is what I would do. Okay, are we clear on the count if? I think that should clear up the count if. Thank you for everything you have done for us, and thank you for the live. No problem at all. No problem. My pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah, you see, Dripcheck, you can see you can put it in inverted commas. It's going to do the same thing. If you put it in inverted commas, if you don't put it in inverted commas, I would probably lean towards you putting it in inverted commas. It's just a good practice because when you do text, you're going to have to do that anyway. Okay. When you do, what formula is that? Oh, I think you're talking about like the sum if. I think you're talking about a sum if. Okay. I'm glad you're getting everything in your head. Okay. Lovely. Now, here we had an average, right? But do you see what the average looked like? Now they say to you, and there's the formula, they say to you, man, they want you to do the average, but they want you to round off the answer to no decimal places. And this was a question that was asked. So how do we do that? Well, my suggestion is this. First, work out the average. Once you have the average in the formula, how would you normally have typed out a round formula? You would have typed it out like this. Equals, round, bracket, and then after it works out the average, you would have said semicolon 0. Okay. Now I'm going to do that again because I know I've lost some of you there. Okay. Again, here's my average. So let me show you the very simple Mr. H method. Have a look at this. In Excel grade 11s, you are going to get what's known as building blocks. So building blocks are going to be sections. It's going to be a section sitting maybe over here, and they will merge and center that, and they'll just call it building blocks. Then they'll tell you that you can use this section to pop in pieces of your formula. So in other words, we want to combine a round and an average formula. So do them individually. I said for my average, I was going to go equals average, and I was going to reference, I don't know, I think it was these numbers here. And then my round, what does my round look like? Equals round, open bracket. Then I'm going to reference this cell, semicolon 0. Now, I've got the two formulas individually. And I hope you can see that, right? Remember, with round, it's only going to tell you to round it to the nearest whole number. One decimal, zero decimals would be the nearest whole number. If they wanted 2 decimals, whatever the case is, okay? This is what I want to show you here now. Now, in the cell where your answer needs to be, all we're going to do is we can combine these things. So look at this now. If I go equals round and I open my bracket, I'm going to reference this average, semicolon 0, close my bracket, and done. And now when the teacher opens this, they're going to see, wait, equals round and 0, yes. And they look at K8 and they go to K8 and they see, there's an average. And that's how you can get your marks using the building blocks. So I've got a formula here that actually takes the round and the average together. Yes, folks, this video, obviously, as we're doing it, it is recorded. It is going to be on the channel. And you can obviously go and watch it afterwards as well. So if you can't stay for everything, you're more than welcome to then leave. And you can always go watch it again. And then you have an opportunity to share it with everyone as well. And when you're sharing that, do tell them about our Name the Panda competition and our upcoming line of 50K merch as well. Okay. All right. Are we all together? Let me just check with you, because I know time is also going to catch us, but I will be here for as long as I need to. Are we all together with everything I mentioned so far with Excel? Please, I need to hear from you. Let me know. Give me a yes. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a fire. Whatever you want to do, just so I can see that, yes, you are with me. Yeah, so Ella, when they say to the nearest 10, they're talking about to the nearest whole number. Okay, so I've got those saying yes, yes. Here's one that just joined. Well, welcome, welcome. Better late than never. Okay, yes. Right. I love seeing this, folks. Love seeing this. Okay. Now, we're going to go into a few more. Another one that comes up is conditional formatting. Now, I'm not done with the formulas yet, because what I want us still to look at, in fact, let me hear from you. Let me hear from you. What other formulas do you want me to go through? I know I need to go through the if statement. And let's say absolute cell referencing. I just want to make a note of that. So just let me know, are there any other formulas that you want me to do? I'm just making a note of the ones I know I need to go through. Rand between. We've done count blank. Okay. Okay, I don't see anything from anyone else, but you can let me know as we go along. Okay. So I've got sum if, nested if. Okay, Malika, we don't need to know nested if for tomorrow. Just saying. But the rest of the people need to know that. Okay, so I'll go through that count. If okay, I can do another one. That is fine. Shame, I don't want to keep you here all night, but you know what? I'm here. I'm here. So nested if and lookup values. Are you talking about a VLOOKUP? Because that's for grade 12. And then it's the sum if. Okay, cool. Let's then go and do that. Let's then go and do that. So, and let's go with 5. All right. So when it comes to an if statement must have criteria, and it must have something that happens if whatever's in the cell matches the criteria, and something that must happen if it doesn't match the criteria. Well, Enzo. So here's our if formula. Equals if, and we open our bracket. Thank you. I'll do those time functions as well. Thank you for reminding me about that. So the equals if. Now, what is my criteria? What is my criteria? This is what the question must tell you. So I'm going to use this cell here. If whatever is in this cell is equal to, in fact, no, not that one. If whatever is in this cell is equal to, or yeah, let's say equal to 5, then something must happen. It must display the word win. Okay? If not, it must display the word lose. Now, again, you can go back in there and you can just make sure you've got your inverted commas. But can you see there? If whatever, no, I'm not doing JavaScript. If whatever is in 05 is equal to 5, something must happen if it matches that criteria. Something must happen if it doesn't match the criteria. Okay, so if I change that number to 6, it will change the outcome. 5, it goes back. Okay, that is our if function. Again, guys, I'm going through this now, but I do have videos on all these things on the channel. I'm actually putting together, just for those of you who are here so that you know, I am putting together a website as well that should be live by Monday next week. And the links to a lot of these things will be there. You'll be able to go to the website, go to your particular grade, click on that. It'll take you directly to the playlists, all of that. So I'm just trying to, there's a lot that's happening in the background, as I said. Right, so that's our if. Now, our absolute cell referencing. Are we okay with absolute cell referencing, or do you want me to go through it? We are busy with grade 11. Because remember, our absolute cell referencing looks like this. Now, why do we use absolute cell referencing? Let me show you. If we have a formula where we are saying we have numbers here, 56, 57, and I want to multiply it by 15%. Okay? I want to multiply it by 15%. Yes, I know I slipped up. And Tushar's going to, there we go. Tushar's going to be the first one, 6, 7. Oh, okay. Right. Yo, Tushar, you just jumping on that one. Okay. So if I want to multiply it, and I want to say, well, whatever's in this cell, I want to actually multiply it by whatever's in that cell. I hit enter. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. However, when I copy it down, it presents a bit of a problem. And that is because in this cell, look what the formula was. This times that. But then when I went to the next one, this one, oh, but it's now multiplying by the next cell. So if I want to, yes, we do use asterisks to multiply. If I want to keep referencing this particular cell, then what am I going to do? In here, look at this. I'm just going to click in the cell I want to keep the same. I press F4 on my keyboard, and it puts in the absolute cell referencing for me. Now, when I hit enter, what happens? And I copy it down. Look at that. There's my formula sorted. And it's because of my absolute cell referencing. Now look at what that does. Same reference, same reference, same reference, same reference. Okay. Sure, folks, our numbers have jumped dramatically. I see YouTube, we are still on 48, but TikTok has now jumped to about 135. So it's lovely to have all of you here and those who have joined us late. Yeah, Don, the problem is that my classes write at different times. So this is why I want to get to a stage where I get literally all the different schools' dates, and then I can actually do things ahead of time. And then you guys can all benefit. But we'll take it from there. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, Natalie asking, sir, can I go through it once more? Yeah. No, Essel. Listen, as long as you folks are going to be here, because I don't want to lose you. I know my class will stick here for as long as we need to be here, because they know it's in their best interest for tomorrow. All right. We changed the heading style. Okay, you'll have to check out the recording reel because we did the styles already. So we're in Excel, and then we're going to move over to Access as well. Yeah, let's just put it this way. When my grade 10s did this, and they went through all of this, sure, the marks are looking good. They're looking excellent across the board. Okay, so this is how we do absolute cell referencing. Equals, and I'm going to click on my first cell, and I'm going multiply. Now that can be multiplied, can be divided, it doesn't matter. If I want to, when I do my autofill, keep referring to the same cell over and over, that's when I do absolute cell referencing. So I click on the cell, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to click in between the P and the 5 over there and press F4 on the keyboard. That activates my absolute cell referencing. Hit enter, and then I can just autofill it. So I'm going to put in the chat here, F4 equals absolute cell referencing. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna go through everything. All right. So we've done that. Absolute cell referencing. Ran between, guys, it's simple. Ran between, you just need to select the first number and the last number. So they tell you they want a random number between 1 and 50. Okay, that's it. Hit enter. It's going to give me a random number. But here's the catch. Here's the catch. As I go down, and I'm going to go down further, I want to see if it's going to give me. Okay, it doesn't. You can see as I go down. So what I'm trying to establish is this. If I say equals rand between 1 and 50, it's going to give me numbers between 1 and 50, excluding 1 and 50. No, it should include 1 and 50. So again, I'm going to say equals rand between will give me numbers between, for example, here, 1 and 50, including 1 and 50. So it includes those numbers. Okay, let me close this. Let's see what else we can get. I know we wanted to do that. Sum if. Okay, yeah, there was that VAT. Here we go. Our first sum if. Okay, So there they say to us, yeah, I will be going through that. So now they say to us here, the total number of cupcakes sold by grade 11 learners. So what is my criteria? The grade 11 learners. Okay. Now, if I'm going to pop in a sum if over here, I'm going to start with equals sum if. Now, folks, please don't forget, you can do this. You can go to formulas, function, insert function, and you can go and get your sum if there. It doesn't matter, right? Now, what are we going to do? What range are we looking at? This is the range of our criteria. Now, what did they say in the question? They want the total number of cupcakes sold by the grade 11s. So what are we going to do? We're going to go check out the range of the grade. Right? We're going to highlight all of that. And our criteria is what? 11 for grade 11. Then our sum range is a different range. In other words, our sum range is going to be the cupcakes over here because we want to add up all the cells in line with the grade 11s that have totals. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to highlight all of this. And there you can see already, there is my answer. And my answer is 99. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. Function, insert function, sum if. These first two is it's pertaining to my criteria. In this case, my criteria. Let's go and do the grade 8s. So I'm going to highlight the range of grades. And I'm going to say, I want to know the number of grade 8s. And I want to know the number of cupcakes that the grade 8s have sold. I go and highlight the cupcakes. And there I get my answer. Okay, that is 87. Okay, folks, do you see? Sum if, not that difficult. Okay, simple. Simple. Okay, for the most part, is that the basics, or is that really everything we wanted to do with Excel? For my class, I can tell you that is really all you needed to know for Excel. Oh, don't forget format cells. Zion, if they do, then it becomes a sum ifs. Grade 11, they shouldn't be asking that now. Okay, glad. Please don't forget you have this format cell. So if I right click on any cell and I go to format cells, please don't forget we can format a cell as a number, as currency, as text. Okay, please do not forget that. My class, don't forget it. Okay. Right. We're doing great. NB, this is for grade 11. Right. So does that mean we are now done with Excel? If you think of anything else, we can always go back to it. Okay. But is that everything for Excel now? I think we're done with that. Everything we needed to know. Freeze panes. Oh, good question. So very simple. Let's go and get another one. It's like a minute, guys. Tushar, stop now. No, I did it accidentally. No. No, you're not gonna. Not sorry guys on TikTok. The YouTubers are going on here. They wanted me to say 6, 7. No. All right. Header and footer of Excel. Please remember, page layout. There's your header. And there's your footer. Done. Then the freeze panes. The freeze panes is the last one. Now, if I want to keep this row, if I want to scroll down, because look, when I scroll down, I see the numbers, I see the names, but it's like, okay, okay. But I want the header to stay there. So what I do is I'm going to select the row under or below what I want frozen in place. Then I'm going to go to, let me just move this because I can't always see it. I'm going to go to view, and freeze panes. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to select freeze panes. And now when I scroll, can you see? It's keeping that first row. If I want to do it for, let's say, the first 3 rows, I select the row below it, view, freeze panes, and then freeze panes again, and you can see that's what it will do. You go a little too late. All right. Okay, so that's our freeze panes, and that is Excel done. Bingo. Bingo. I love it. I love it. Right, now we go to everyone's worst nightmare. Oh, access. Hey, what a program. What a program. It is the great equalizer. The great equalizer. You find people getting full marks for Word and Excel, and then they think they're so brilliant, and then Access comes along, and Access will humble you. All right, so let's go and find a database, and let's go and start with booklet. Please, here's my first tip. When you open up Access and you see this, you must click on it. Okay? Click Enable Content. Now, I want to say this from the onset. Please remember that in Access, it's a database, and you have 4 areas that you work in. You have your table. Now, your table, as you can see when I open this, your table is usually fairly large. This is where all the data is stored, and we're going to extract from that table a form, a query, and a report. Now, I don't know what your school is going to do. I'm not sure where they are in terms of their work. For me, for my school and my classes in grade 11, what we do at this point where we are now, it's working in the table, it's working in a form, and it's working in a query. If you can do that, the report, I'll show you, I'll go through the report tonight. Simple. Okay. So, are we in the right mindset? Are we ready to knock Access out of the park? The first thing we're going to do is work in a table. Now, there are a few things we need to know in our tables. The first is this. We have 2 views. We have our data sheet view where we enter our data, and we have our design view where we actually fiddle around with the structure. Okay. So those are our 2 options. Well, not really our 2 options, but our 2 views for our table. Okay. So let's go back to data sheet view. Some of the typical things that they can ask you to do are things like, and again, home tab all the way over to the right here. I can adjust, again, row heights, things like that. But really under text formatting, these are the 2 here on the side, maybe alignment. But this one has me turn on the grid lines or turn off the grid lines or only put the vertical grid lines on. And the other one asks me or allows me to adjust the alternate row color. Okay. Those are basics on the data sheet. The other one that they like to ask is the totals. So if we go into the record section, we go up to totals, doesn't look like anything is done here, but if we go all the way down to the bottom, we have a new row that says total. And when I click in there, I have already by default certain formulas that can be used. Now, guys, please, they will tell you, they must tell you exactly what they want in there. Okay. So they will tell you they want totals, they'll tell you where they want it, etc. As far as the datasheet view, that's about it. The only other things, it's like if you right click on a row, you can delete a particular record. Now, a record is one whole row of information or of data. So we can delete a record, right? We can make changes to a record. In our fields up here on top, we can apply sorting and filtering. So for example, I only want to see those surnames. I click OK, and there I filtered it. And you can see the little icon on it, right? I can then switch that off and go back to the way it was. So sorting, filtering, those type of things, that's fine. Nhlamulo, yes, I do. It's basically all the same, and I've got all the theory stuff on the channel already. Yeah, VH, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes my stuff doesn't get seen, so now you know, and you can spread the word there as well. Okay, lovely. I see, our TikTok community here went up to like 200. No, this is not Mr. Long. This is Mr. Hambury. Okay, so let's continue. We're going to go into our design view now. And let's see, I just want to adjust this. Okay, with that view, it's a little bit difficult, but okay. Let's see what we can do. Now, up here, we have our fields and our field names. Okay. What you need to know is to be able to right-click on a field and delete it. You need to know how to change. Maybe they don't want surname. Maybe they want surnames. And they maybe want to have you change the data type as well. Now, please, for my class as well, please take note of the following. With the data type, what is the data type doing? It's indicating what type of data is going to go into this field. So think for yourself now, and I want you to see if you understand this. In the comments, tell me, if my field is surname and I'm wanting people to type in their surname, what data type that you see on the screen here, which two data types can we make use of? Let me know in the comments. Which ones? There we go. Ria, 100% right. Our short text and our long text. Beautiful. Okay. Akil as well. Our short text and our long text. Right. Okay. So you have that in mind. Two things I want you to know. Of the data types, the ones that usually come up are your short text, your currency, your number, and then this one, your yes and no. Now, they will not say in the question, use the yes and no data type. They will tell you to use a checkbox. So please, and I'm going to put this in the chat on YouTube, to say the checkbox is equal to the yes/no. So if they ask you to change the data type to a checkbox, because you're going to go look for checkbox, but there's no checkbox. So you need to use the yes/no. Again, please, what I'm doing here is not a definitive list, like just learn this and you'll know everything. I don't know how far your particular school has gotten in terms of content. But this is where everyone should be now. Then our properties, our field properties at the bottom. The basic ones that they test you on are things like changing the field size. So here, for example, with a surname, there you can see the field size is 30, and we can always change that. Maybe they want it to be 50, maybe they want it to be 100. I don't know, whatever the case may be, but that's what they usually ask you to change. Then also the required field or the required property. What that means is when you say yes to that, what you are saying is that this field must have data in it. So when the person is entering data, they must enter something in this particular field. In the same way you do with a Google form when you create it. Okay? Lisa, thank you very much for that. Y'all better listen to this, man. He helped me get a level 6 back in the day. No, it's just primary keys. Thank you for touching on that. Also, you can get them asking you to apply what's known as a primary key in your database. Now, a primary key is the most unique field that you will have in your list. So if I go back here and I look, can number be unique? Well, possibly, okay? Surname is not unique. A name is not unique. A grade is not unique. Your gender is not unique. Things like that. If you generate a unique code like your ID number, that is a primary key. So please, if they ask you to do that, you're just going to click on the field. You're going to go up here and you're going to click on primary key, and then you'll see the little key next to it. If you need to take it away, you click on the primary key again, and there you can see it's gone. Okay. As far as our tables are concerned, guys, that is it. That is really what you should know. Okay. Are we okay with tables now? Are we okay with what we need to know with our table? God sent me here because I'm doing cat prac next week. Amen. You're in the right place. You're in the right place. Okay. Right. And this is why I keep saying, when we do these things, share this with as many people as possible. There are so many that still don't know that we are here and that we are helping and that we are doing everything possible to get you to understand CAT. Go follow, go like, go subscribe, do that thing. Okay. I wouldn't say cat theory is chips. Okay. Right. So let me see in the chat. Are we all okay with tables? Just give me a yes. Give me a thumbs up. Are we all okay? My class, you're too quiet. You're too quiet. I need to see you interacting, please. Okay, here's one. Can you do the input mask? Yes, I can. Please remember, I don't have it with me now. In a particular, just want to see. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so what you are supposed to get with your paper. Hear me when I say this. I'm gonna flip this camera now because I need to show you this. What you should be getting with your paper is the following. I'm just going to show the TikTok folks first. This is an input mask character sheet. This you must get. Okay. There you can see. I'm just showing those on YouTube as well. You need to get that. It's usually with your paper. Okay. Now, the reason for that is you're not going to remember all these things. Okay. You're not going to remember all these things. So all they are doing is they're just giving it to you, and then you need to work out what needs to be done. So if you have an input mask, let's just understand what an input mask is. An input mask forces an individual to enter data in a certain way. Yes, Enzo, they don't know about the big H, Mr. H. Thank you. Um, so, for example, in this character sheet, they tell you that with the input mask, let's use the example of a license plate number. A license plate number has 3 letters, 3 numbers, and 2 letters. So if you want someone to be entering that data and you don't want them to make a mistake, I take my character sheet, I have a look at it, and I see, oh, 3 L's means they must enter a letter. 3 zeros is they must enter a number. And then 2 L's means they must enter letters again. We are busy with grade 11. Yeah, we've done the grade 10 prac, we've done the grade 12 prac, so this is the last prac live that we're doing. And that is your input mask, just like that. So you literally just need to read the instruction, go to your character sheet, read that, and then enter it as instructed. Like, that's it. That's it. Okay. Look, the validation, I just want to touch on this because I see somebody asked. The validation rule in text is very simple. The validation rule is the rule that must be put into that data. So, for example, M or F, which means that they can only enter the letters M or F in that field. The validation text is I'm just going to put this in, don't be a clown. You can put anything you want to in the validation text because that is what must show up on the screen if the person doesn't enter M or F. Like, that's it, guys. There's like nothing else to it. All right. So that's our tables done. We're all okay with that. Right. Please, for those who've missed out on anything, this video will be on YouTube. We've done file management, we've done Word, and we've done Excel already. Okay, now we're moving on to our last bit in Access. The first of this is creating a form, a query, and a report. So I'm just going to go through the basics of the first two. I'm going to leave the report for last, and you'll see why. If I want to create a form, well, don't worry, you can always use this for September. So nothing goes for waste. We're going to go create. We're then going to go to our form wizard. We're going to go look for our form wizard up here. Okay, I've already done style, so you can always just check out the recording on that. I'll try and chop it into, I'll have timestamps to chop it into different sections for Word, Excel, and then you can go and check through there. Always make sure when you create a form that it's based off the particular table. They'll tell you which one. In this case, I'm just going to take all the fields. I'm going to click next. If they don't ask you to change this, don't change it. I'm going to go next. They'll tell you what name to make it. And I'm just going to go first form and finish. Okay, so now do you see I've got forms, right? I'm now going to go to my design view for my form. And folks, this is where I saw the question, image in a database. I'll show you how we do that. So in the form, most of what you're going to do is in the header. We can right click here and change the background color. You can be asked to fiddle around with the actual text box. Please remember you've got these tabs: form design, format, arrange. That allows you to do a whole host of things. You can put a background image. For the most part, you'll just be asked to change the background color. You'll be asked to maybe change the text a little bit. And you can be asked to insert a picture as well. So I just want to see there. This is under controls. I got to insert image, browse, and then let's see. Let's see, what is this? No, that's Kyle. Yeah, let's just use this Bible study one that I've got. And you can put that in there. And there you can see I've inserted an image. I can adjust the image. I can move it around to wherever I need it to. And that's fine. Okay. So there we go. That is now inserted. Let me just make sure on my list here for the form, we need to know how to insert an image. And then the only other one, your tab order in your details section. Okay, I've just done the input mask. So, but I'll check on that again. Let me just get through everything first and we can always go back. In the details section, there is under tools, there's a button here called tab order. This allows you, when you click on it, to change the tab order of these different tabs in your details section. Now, again, if they ask you to do this, what's going to happen? They will have to tell you how they want it arranged. So again, all I'm doing is I'm clicking in the details section. I go to tab order, and then I make my changes. I click OK. Everything's done. Right. Folks, for the most part, that's it. That's like it for your forms. That's really where you should be at this point now. Okay, let's go over to the query. In fact, no, the report first. I'll explain to you why. Look at this. If I go create, and I'm going to go to my reports, and I'm going to go to report wizard. Do you see it brings up exactly the same box? Exactly the same dialog box. I'm going to select the same fields. I'm happy with the table. That's fine. But here is where you need to pay attention. Here is Mr. Hambury's guaranteed tip here. This is what I'm saying to you. To create a report is usually around 4 marks just for following these steps. And this is why. You saw that this was fine, right? So you get a mark for choosing the correct fields. Then this one is where you do grouping. So they'll tell you they want it grouped according to maybe the grade. You click your arrow, and now the data is grouped according to the grade. I click next. Then they can ask me to sort it. Maybe they want it sorted based on surnames. Again, they have to tell you these things in the question. Then I click next. Same with the layout. Next. Same with the name for the report. So I'm just going to call it first report. And finish. So just for doing that, that's usually around the 3 to 4 mark area. That's, at this point, all you need to know for reports if you've done reports. Like my class, we haven't gotten to reports yet, and that's fine. Okay. Then the last item in Access are the queries. But let me just pause there. Are we okay with tables, forms, and creating a report at this point? Please let me know. I'm going to give you a minute just to let me know on that. I need to know from you so I know where we are and what we are doing. So are we okay with everything I've shown you in Access so far? I knew I was going to need this. Trinzy, yes, this is for grade 12 as well. I mean, I'm doing this for the grade 11s, but these are things that the grade 12s must know anyway. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, folks, remember, we now go into our last section for Access. I'm going to go again to create. This time I'm looking for my queries, my query wizard, simple query, and making sure, do you see, same screen again. I'm going to choose everything, next, next, like that you don't change. So next, and I'm going to say first query, hit finish, and it's as simple as that, first of all, to create a query, right? It is as simple as that to create a query. No, this is grade 11, def not. Let's go into the design view. So in the design view, this is what our design view looks like. It's a lot different to what we've seen, but I need to show you a few things. The first one is this. You'll see your fields are listed on top. Underneath it, they will tell you which table it's come from. Then, look at this. You can sort your query based on particular fields. And every time you do something, you want to go and click up here, run, to see what the results are. So let's say, for example, I want this sorted according to grade ascending. I go run. There we go. Sorted according to grade. The grade 10 prac was already done, the live. So it is on my YouTube channel, Education with Mr. Hambury. Go and check that out there. There's a ton of things we went through. You'll definitely benefit from that. Okay. Now, the other thing, and it's just two more items, just two. The first is this. You see all these ticks here. All these ticks is to display the fields. So you see surnames. I'm going to take the tick out. I'm going to run and then, oh, surprise. It doesn't show surname. Where did it go? We just said it mustn't display. We didn't delete it. We didn't throw it away. And how do I prove that? I go back to surnames, put the tick in. Hey, presto. Our surnames are back. Okay? Yeah. About as back as that X that you don't want to come back. Anyway, moving on. So let's go back. Now, the last one is the criteria. Folks, I'm going to stress this to you. If there's anything you need to know in a query, it's really going to be around the criteria. So what do I mean? Remember with our if statement, we add criteria. With our sum if, we add criteria. So have a look at this. In my grades, you see I've got from grade 8 through to grade 12, right? So let's say, for example, with my grades, I only want to see a list of the grade 10s. Then I go into my criteria section and I type in 10. I run my criteria, my query, and now I will only see a list of the grade 10s. But what if I want to see the grade 10s, a list of the grade 10s, but only the females? Then I go to gender and I go to my criteria and I type in F. Run my query, and there you can see I've now got a list of all the females in grade 10. Those are just basic queries, right? So I need you to know this one. This is a big one. This is one that comes up often. Okay. In your textbook, because I can't go through all of them now. In your textbook, there's a list of them. Please go through that list. But here's one I want you to remember. I'm going to go to gender, and you can see I've only got male and female, right? Now look at this. If I do this, look what it does. It only displays a list of the males. So what did I do? Well, what I did with this is to say that I want to exclude F out of the list. Let's go to grade. Let's say I want to exclude. No, I'd like to exclude the grade 9s. Far, far away. Very far away. And now, hip hooray, I don't have grade 9s anymore. Yay! Goodbye, grade 9s. You. Okay. So please, with your queries, you must know that. Okay. That is like my hint of hints. Right. Okay. So grade 11s. That's Word. That's file management. That's Excel. That is Access. That leaves us with one more, and that is HTML. You can. You can. You can put the inverted commas in. That's fine. If you don't have it, you can see it still works. But what did I say to you previously? I said I would lean towards putting in the inverted commas. So, yeah. Don't worry. Even if you just joined, this whole session is recorded, so you can always go and watch it later. You can watch it early tomorrow morning, whatever you want to do. That's the point. We've got you covered. That's the main thing. Okay, sure. So you see, Access is not so bad. It's not so bad, guys. Kulu, HTML. We shall see tomorrow. We shall see. Okay. Now let me see what I've got here. There we go. Okay. Now, this is our last section, and we'll probably go just over 9 o'clock, and then we'll be done. It is a long session, I know, but there was a lot we needed to cover. Now, you'll only get one file for HTML. So you need to remember the following. When you open HTML, it's going to open in a web browser. Okay. Richard, you can't give up yet. Okay. So what you need to do is make sure that you open it and then right click on it again and go edit in Notepad or Notepad++. That will make sure that you actually open up the web page and the code for that as well. I've got so many of these things open because of marking. Okay, so there we've got be a star, and I hope this is going to allow me. Yeah, okay, so it's going to allow me to do that. All right, let's see. Let's try and do our best here. So what do we need to know? As grade 11s, I to Shah. Okay, let's do that again. Just for Tushar. So remember what we do now? We get our file, we double click on it, we move it to the side, then we right click on it, and we go to edit in Notepad, or if your PC has edit in Notepad++, whatever it is that you use, click on that, and there's your coding. And I'm just going to resize mine so we can get both of these on the screen. There we go. Okay, so let's see what we need to know. Now, one of the first basic items is something that's actually missing here. Can someone look at the top section and tell me what is missing from my coding? There's something that's asked in every paper, and it's missing from this. What is it? Let me know in the comments. Let me see if you can spot it. Let me know. There we go. It's the first one. Well done. Title. Okay, so remember our title goes inside the head. Sure, nicely spotted there as well. So title, and I'm just going to go be a star. Close my title tag and file save. Go over here, refresh, and there you can see it has changed. So yeah, I see so many of you getting that right. Kill, Malika, what's this? Prod, Stuart, Amanda. Oh, Tulu. See somebody's pushing. Okay, so we have our title. That's something that we have to know. Then let's just do something here quickly. We've only got two sections to our website. We've got the head section and we've got the body section. In the body, one of the first things that they might ask you is to, and please, you're going to be asked to apply attributes. So an attribute is what you add to an existing tag. For example, with body, I can go and change the background color. BG, and I always tell my students, think of American English, so color instead of just color, okay? And you can see we're spelling it like the Americans as well. And that's an attribute inside my body tag. File, save, refresh, done. Okay. Now, I say to you, hang on, but I see paragraphs of text here, but I don't see that we formatted it here as a paragraph. So this is two things I want you to take note of. If you want to format a paragraph of text like this one over here as a paragraph, and what does that mean? It means that it will add a space before and after the paragraph. We have to go and we have to add in our paragraph tags. The paragraph tag before and after, file, save, refresh, and you can see how it will change because that year of 5 secrets actually moved down. Now I can go into the paragraph tag and I can say align equals center. And when I go file, save, refresh, it will center that text as well. Ah, no, man, Livia. I'm so sorry to hear that it went so badly. So sorry to hear that. We should actually assess and see. Let me know, like, where did it go wrong, and see where we can help you. Right. So we've done title, background color, alignment, and our paragraph tags. Now, here's one that does come up often, and that is to insert a horizontal line. Now, you are in grade 11, so you're going to be asked to insert a horizontal line with attributes. So when you do that, first make sure that you insert your horizontal line. Now, remember, your horizontal line and your BR or your line break tags are the only what we call self-closing tags. So we don't need to have an opening tag and a closing tag. They are the only self-closing tags that we have. So if I go with the HR there, file, save, refresh, you can see I have a horizontal line. They will ask you to add attributes. Attributes like size equals, I don't know, 5. And what does that do? It gives us a thicker line. They might ask us to change the color. And I'm making the color blue. And you see everything I do, I stop, I save, I refresh my site to make sure that that item works. And then they might say that the width, they only wanted to stretch across 50% of the page. And there we go. I've now got a horizontal line that is 5 in size, blue in color, and only stretches across 50% of my page. Tumelo, this is actually the last one. We've done Word, Excel, Access, and file management already. So once we're done with this and I end the live, you can always go check out the recording. Okay, so those are the basics. The two other items I want us to look at. And I think it's really just, let me actually ask you, have you guys done inserting images into a website yet? Or have you just done the hyperlink? Let me just hear from you, because I know my class has done the hyperlink. I don't think we've done the image. I can't remember. Guys, have we done the image? I randomly saw the stream again. You helped me a lot 3 years ago. So glad. So glad. Yes, Keegan. Okay, yeah. I don't think at this stage you would have done inserting images. I think the most you would have done is up to the hyperlink. Okay. So let's go and insert a hyperlink. Okay. Okay. No, that's right. So we're going to put a hyperlink on this word in here. Go for it. So let's see how to do that. Let's see how we're going to do that. So we're going to go to the text first. And there's go for it. Now again, I'm just flipping the camera here on TikTok as well. You must get an HTML tag sheet. Okay, you must get this with your paper. Obviously, my class, I will make sure you have that, but everyone who writes HTML, you must get this. Okay, just saying. So let's do that. And then that's going to be the last thing that we are doing, and we should be done. Let's see now. According to our page, I'm going to work on the page just to show you. The page says that in order for me to insert a link, I've got to use the A tag. So I'm going to open my A tag, and after be kind, I'm going to close my A tag. I'd say probably another 5-10 minutes, maybe 15 max. I am almost done though. So anytime you can upload the HTML tag sheet and the input mask sheet in our class group. I can do that. That is no problemo. I'm glad to see that there are still so many of you here. Okay, right. Now, we don't just leave it with the A. We must insert an attribute. And the attribute is in the tag sheet, and the attribute says href. What does that mean? It means hyperlink reference. In other words, where is it I want the person to go to when they click on this link? And for this example, I'm just going to use Google. And you can see you must use the full URL. Okay, we must use the full URL. So there you can see now, I've inserted that. My tag is closed. I go File, Save, Refresh. What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm missing something. I'm missing. Let me just take this away. What am I missing? Hyperlink reference equals .google.com. Be kind. I'm just trying to see. I don't think I'm missing anything. Let's just see. Why is it not displaying? Oh, really? Because I'm looking at the wrong wording, guys. Oh, I did it on the words be kind. Okay. There it is. Okay. So there it is. And when I click on be kind, it should take me to Google. And there we go. There we go. So that is what our hyperlink looks like. Okay. And yeah, folks, I think that's about it. I'll stay on for another 10 minutes. Are there any other questions now? Like any other questions pertaining to any other or anything within the grade 11 track? I just want to say again, don't forget, I'm going to be putting the link to the Google form. Okay, let me just close that. Here's this thing now. Oh, I didn't copy it. Okay, folks, in the chat there, you will see the link to the Name the Panda competition that we're having. And for those on TikTok as well, we have our mascot for Education with Mr. H. You can see the panda there. The panda doesn't have a name. It needs a name. So please go to any one of my latest videos. You'll see the Google form link in there. I think there was a video on TikTok and YouTube Shorts with everything. Enter there. Tell me what you think the panda's name should be. And there's a nice prize up for grabs as well. And I'm showing you this with a 50K because that's the merch that we are going to be launching very soon once all the exams are over. So yeah, you can always get in via that. Please, for those who have been here on the channel, there are multiple videos that are out there to help you with tips. If you've been here before, if you haven't been here, there are all our latest videos with everything we've done. So everything is there for you guys, whether you are writing tomorrow or whether you are writing next week. Okay, I've got a name here, Spooky. Okay. Enzo, don't forget the baggy sweats for the merch. Yes. So the first 3 items that are going to launch is the cap, the hoodie, and the sweatshirt. Those are the 3 things. I'm busy with the designs and just getting, pricing and all of that. I want it to be 100% cotton. I want it to be top quality stuff, guys. So yes. Go and check on the link under this video when I end the stream now. There are 2 past papers that I have on a Google Drive link as well. Table, no. You don't have to know those tables. Okay, Bob, the Psycho grade 12 theory. Go and look at any one of my grade 12 theory videos. It's all up to the level of Psycho as well, or Sakaya as well, because we're all using more or less the same textbooks, and I've tried to craft my stuff based on all the textbooks that are out there. So go and check that out, and that'll sort you out. That'll sort you out. Mr. Henderson. All right. Okay, so yeah, folks, if there are no other questions, thank you very, very much for joining me here this evening on TikTok and on YouTube. It was lovely to be with you. We've gone through everything we needed. So to each and every one of you, whenever you are writing after this, God bless and good luck for the exams. Okay, if you're in grade 11, they shouldn't be asking you to insert images. You're not there at that point yet. It should only be up to inserting the hyperlink. Okay, so good luck to all of you. Again, don't forget, we've got the merch coming up, website launching, and don't forget to fill in that Name the Panda competition. So thanks, guys, for everything, and have a wonderful evening and good luck for the exams.